Well, the summer kickoff gets underway this weekend as many families head out to celebrate the Memorial Day holiday. But with gasoline such an issue this year, what will it look like on the roads?
Joining us live to talk more about prices is AAA Texas Dana Ronan. Good morning, Dan. As I was driving into work this morning, it looked like to me that actually gas was a little cheaper. Was it in my imagination or was I just dreaming hopefully?
No, it's not your imagination. Over the last 2 weeks, gas prices, depending on the market, have dropped from about 16 cents in some places to as much as a quarter in the other places. So we've seen a pretty significant drop in gasoline prices in just the last 10 or 14 days.
What are we talking about here in Houston?
Right now, around $3.68 a gallon, depending on the service station, but you're right in line with what the state average is. So $3.65, $3.68 is right about what people in Houston will be paying.
How does that compare with the nation average, the national average?
Cheaper, about 15 cents below the national average, and we've been anywhere between 10 to 25 cents below the national average over the last year. Right now, we're about 15 cents, depending on the service station.
Well, of course, it is cheaper, but it's still pretty high. Is this going to discourage people from driving this weekend, or are they getting out there?
Well, it is more expensive than what it was a year ago. We're about $1 a gallon higher in most markets than what we were a year ago. We're looking at nationally 35 million people traveling, and in Texas we're looking at about 270,000 people traveling. So we're looking at 2.7 million people traveling, excuse me. So we're looking at an increase in Texas of about 1% from last year, and nationally we're looking at a smaller increase, 0.2%. A lot of people have said, they want to get out and travel, they want to go out and take their trips, they'll figure out a way to budget the higher gas prices in.
Dan, I couldn't have heard you correctly. We're $1 more expensive for a gallon of gas this Memorial Day than we were
absolutely.
Last Memorial Day?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We're $1 a gallon higher than what we were this time last year.
Amazing to me. Are we going to see it start swooping back up, I'm thinking, after the holiday?
No, actually, because oil prices have dropped so significantly the last couple of weeks, we were looking at oil that was about $117 a barrel, close to $120. Now we're at about $100 a barrel. So we've seen a pretty significant drop. And finally, the drop in oil prices is being caught up at the retail level at the gasoline pump. So that increase that we saw in oil prices back last month, that's turned around, and we're looking now at declining oil, and finally the local gas stations are saying, you know what, I'm not paying as much for my product, I'm not going to charge you as much.
Not soon enough. Thank you for your time this morning. Have a good holiday. That's AAA Texas's Dan Ronan.